Welcome to Steelers Weekly. I'm your host, Brian Schmidt, and with me, as always, former Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver Dwight Stone. Dwight, how you doing tonight?
We're health-wise and family-wise, we're doing great. But if you ask me about the game on Sunday, well, it doesn't get any easier this coming Sunday.
Yeah, everything we said not to do, they did. And from my standpoint, here's my thing: is offensively, I felt like this was a Steeler team that came into this game. This is before Ben got hurt, so we're talking about the whole game and everything from the beginning to the end. This was a Steeler team that offensively was trying to do a first round knockout.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's be honest. Bell ran the ball 10 times for 53 yards. Williams 3 times for 10 yards. We, at any point early in the game, did not try to run the football outside of the reverse to Bay.
Yes.
There was no real plan to run the football against a team that was near the bottom of the NFL against the run. Yes, and I understand they were also near the bottom against the pass. However, we never tried to establish a run game. That's my offensive take. What did you take away from it?
I'm just still confused about the whole game. I mean, like you said, I look at it and I think about everything we had talked about last week, and we're saying the good thing for us, we're looking at games that you're trying to circle as a win, and figure that if you came out and played, it won't give you a problem. And you look at games like the Patriots, and you say, that's a game that we really have to take note of. If we win it, that's a bonus. If we lose it, we're okay. And we're in position, too. I think Cincinnati lost, Cleveland lost, I think the Ravens lost. I'm saying that right?
Yeah, I mean,
it was there.
This was a game, quite frankly. Not only are you supposed to win, but you win this game and you change everything.
Yes.
When you look at it, obviously Cincinnati lost to New England, 35-17. Of course, Cleveland lost to Tennessee, 28-26. Baltimore lost to the Giants, 27-23. You gain and obviously Cleveland's out of it already, but you gain a game on everybody. And so, was this a case of looking past? Was this a case of, I've got my own theories on that. I'll give it a minute, but I want to ask you, is this a case of looking past?
I think it's one of those cases where you come in, you're feeling good about yourself. You look at a team that you said, oh, they 1-4, we're 4-1. They got rid of 3 of their linemen, so they're going to be in a disarray. They had enough time, to work together on offense, so we can pretty much just lay back our ears and blow them up. On the offense side of the ball, we're thinking like, okay, we don't show over the last course of time. After the Philly game, we're back on track. We got all our guys back. Everybody's healthy. We can go out here and just knock them out in the first quarter, second quarter, and we can cruise the rest of the way. But all that came to light that they realized that they probably were, in a way, you can't help it. Hey, the big game is coming up, not to this game, the next game. And they're looking at the Patriots, and I think they were looking at one eye, looking at the Patriots, and had the other eye on the Dolphins. And I guess they realized they should have both of them on the Miami.
I'll tell you my take, and I agree that there's definitely some looking ahead that was going on here. My take is simply this. And again, this has nothing to, there are people who say, well, if Ben wouldn't have gotten injured. No. Before Ben got hurt, this game plan, in my opinion, and one of the things that has frustrated me over the years, recent years, is there are times when we go on the road to games that we should win, and we walk in like we're going to, as I said in the beginning, first-round knockout. Offensively, defensively, we play with that first round. We're going to knock them out. Games will be over by halftime, and we're all going to sit in our lawn chair and drink Mai Tais. That's and we can go back a couple years ago, going out to Oakland. You can look at this, and this was the frustrating part to me. Looking ahead, no doubt in my mind. But as a Steeler fan from the day I was born, Allegheny General Hospital, right in Pittsburgh. I feel like my Steeler card has been lifelong, and I can say this has been a recent problem over the years, and that is taking games as we've got this. No way we're going to lose this game, and we walk in and we just absolutely blow everything out right at the beginning. And this has been one of the more disappointing losses for me, because I looked at this game and said, hey, we talked about it last week on the show. You've got to come in. You've got to be focused. Yeah, the game plan's got to be sound. You've got to treat this game as important, because as we see at the end of the day, it was very important, because you win this game, you gain a game on everybody, and now you're two up. You win this game, you're 2 up on Baltimore. You're, I believe, 3 up on. I mean, boy, that's a nice cushion to be having. So my disappointment with this was not so much just in the loss. It's how we lost. It's how we came into this game. Yes, Ben getting hurt, absolutely going to be something that changes things. But the bottom line is not playing well, especially defensively, from the kickoff. And now I do believe that if Ben hadn't gotten hurt, I do believe the offense would have been fine. I was disappointed in the game plan of not running the ball a little bit more, but I think at the end of the day, game plan would have been okay. But defensively, it was here's again a team that barely was over 300 yards a game offensively, and you allow them to not only run but throw up and down the field. Very disappointing. Give me your take defensively of what you saw.
The defense looked like the defense that I wouldn't expect them. I figured that you're down there in the Sunshine State. The weather's not an issue. I mean, everything that you look for to tune up against the Patriots is right there. You got a team that's wounded, and that's the kind of team that you got to be afraid of. The offense, they haven't been scared of anybody. And like I say, you cut 3 starting linemen, and they're thinking like, okay, these guys, like I said earlier, we're going to come out there, we're going to show them, we're going to show up. But they didn't realize those guys on the other side of the ball probably scared to death because they're seeing their teammates getting cut, and they know if they don't go all out, to them it's a Super Bowl to them. And the Steelers took it as a preseason game, but the Dolphins took it as a Super Bowl. And that's 2 big difference. If you go out there thinking it's a Super Bowl, you're going all out. If you go out thinking it's a preseason game, we'll show up. We'll do what we got to do. If we win the game, it really ain't going to matter. But, we can turn it on in the last quarter and everything again. But the defense, like they came out and like they were shocked when it happened. It was too late by the time to try to fix it. Everybody looking for somebody to make a play, and no one was stepping up. And I was surprised that the coaches, do something, pull them aside or start taking somebody out of the game and saying, hey, I don't know what we're doing, but we need to correct that now. By the time they tried to correct it, the game was over. And it's a shame that, like you said, you could be ahead so far against Cincinnati, the Ravens, and that would put you in a nice situation right now because not looking ahead, but the next game's coming up on Sunday. them guys are ready. I need you to look at them, in the last two games, and it's a shame. And I think the defense now, if they need to get socked in the nose, I guess this was a good time to do it because Belichick will bring his guys ready, and you know that.
Well, and let's segue into New England here a little bit. And I've been touting this on two shows yesterday. I've got my coaching hat on. I've got a game plan against New England with the situation, which is a pretty obvious game plan. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Ben with his knee injury, I've talked to some people, and there's a good chance in the bye week again being at the perfect time.
Yes.
He's probably out this game. I've talked to even our trainers here, and they've said, with what they did, if this was a playoff game this weekend, there's a possibility that a small chance that he could play, but they're not going to risk it, and they shouldn't risk it.
No.
You've got this game, you've got a bye week, get him back for the Ravens for the last part of the season. I think that's important. With that being said, Landry Jones, if there was ever a time here that it's put up or shut up,
yes,
it's probably that time with Landry Jones. What have you seen from Landry Jones, especially, I know he played some last year. What have you seen from Landry Jones that makes you believe that he's an NFL backup quarterback?
I know one thing, the guys believe in him, and when you got your teammates believe in you, and you got someone very vocal, if you're getting the job done, they can let you know. If you're not getting the job done, they can let you know. But what I'm saying, this young man, they said put forth the effort, he's putting the time in. It's just a matter of getting out there and understanding the game, how fast it is. I think last year he opened his eyes because he didn't realize that this game moves pretty fast, and especially when you're going against good teams. It's not preseason, it's whatsoever. And being a backup, you're always one play away from being the starter. And I think he had that in the back of his head. Big Ben is a guy that, he can withstand a lot. But there's opportunity that can come. Big Ben may get banged up. Here's an opportunity for this young man. Like you said, if you ever want to make a name for yourself and you want to be in the league for a while, this is the game. This is the game that everybody circled their calendar. They had Big Ben against Brady. That was it. Now they got Jones or Brady against Jones. And this is a game that if he goes out there and just does his job, not try to do more than he has to do, but make things happen, like run the ball when he need to, don't take the ball away. But if he does those things, I think he'll be fine. But on the other end, you got Belichick. And he knows this is a young guy, and he's kind of shell-shocked. And Belichick can try to do everything in the world to confuse this young man. But this young man pulled this game off. I'm telling you, this right here this going to extend his career in the NFL. It really can.
This is a game, in my opinion, that, and when we talk about the game plan, offensively, obviously, the game plan has got to be,
yes,
Bell and Williams have got to play a big role.
Yes.
The offensive line. You got a young quarterback, and I've always said that, and I've had this situation so many times. With a young guy, it's not what you know, it's what he knows, and you have to put him in his best situation. I remember professionally from my own self back in 2011 having a young 22-year-old quarterback starting the last game of the season. We were holding out our quarterback, who was Jared Lorenzen. We were in a situation where on the road, we got a young kid, never even played in a professional game up to that point outside of just coming in a mop-up situation. Kid ends up being player of the week in the league. And
wow.
What people don't understand when they look at the stats is we probably screamed and hitched 25 times. That kid was throwing screams and hitches all night, but those screams and hitches were setting up bigger stuff down the field.
Yes.
We stayed within him within his talent level, and we allowed the people around him, our receivers, running back, we allowed them to take the game over. This is a situation where, again, Bell, Williams, Brown, these guys, I think James is another one that you have to throw in there.
There you go.
These guys have got, first of all, from a game plan standpoint, you got to put the ball in Bell and Williams' hands. You've got to consistently be in a situation of 2nd and 5. Getting that 2nd and 5, that 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 situation, make the game manageable for him. That's the first thing that has to happen. This has to be a game where Bell goes off. And again, New England knows right now that this is not a game plan that's going to come as a big shock to anybody, because New England right now knows exactly what's going to happen.
Yes,
this is where everybody has to rise above.
Mm-hmm.
So offensively, that very obvious game plan. Give me your take on what you think offensively the Steelers need to do as well.
The Steelers need to do offensive, like you said. Don't try to do something that you can't do. If you're moving the ball, you're making it 5, 6, 8 yards, 2 yards. You're making it where you keep the ball moving, and you're not asking your quarterback, to get in a panic mode, and let the guys know, hey, it ain't gonna be one of those shoot 'em up kind of game. If Big Ben was playing, we're gonna move the ball, keep their offense off the field, and play our game. I know it may not look pretty. It may not be what people want to see, because it ain't one of those high-scoring games. But keep moving the ball. Let John, the more he does things, complete the small passes, the 6, the 7-yard passes, his confidence get more and more. Take him down for 20-yard pass, every once in a while. But the thing is, it's just controlling the ball and the clock and keeping Brady off the field. It may not be the prettiest game. Tell your lineman, hey, y'all guys, we gonna go at it. I bring in 2 linemen, 2 tight ends, and keep Brown out there and say, hey, we gonna see what they got. We're gonna move the ball, and we still can throw the ball. We got Jesse, still got Brown out there. And you still got your running back. So you're not limiting yourself. It's just bringing everything in and slowing it down a little.
And I think that is a real key. Is with the 2 tight end set. Even bringing in 2 tight ends and a fullback and bringing Bell out there in isolation, if they're going to bring 2 to cover Bell, that's put 9. That's put 8, 9 in the box. Allows you a chance to run the ball. If they're going to one-on-one out there with Bell or Brown, that gives you an opportunity to throw the football.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And also from spread sets, again, force them.
That's right.
To have to play the box. And what I mean by that is even if I'm in a shotgun 4 wide receiver set, I want them to be playing the run, because now it allows you one-on-one, allows you to get the ball to Brown, allows you to get the ball to your receivers and make some plays. At this point, you have to play that kind of a game, because quite honestly right now, let's be very honest, this is going to be tough.
Yes,
this is going to be tough. On the defensive side of the ball, again, simple game plan. Cover the tight end.
There you go.
The one thing that struck me with Cincinnati, I thought Cincinnati did a pretty good job of getting pressure with their defensive front.
Mm-hmm.
They did some things with that. Brady being who he is, and the Patriots being who they are offensively, they did a great job of, okay, they're going to do this. Here we go. Let's get the ball with our, with obviously, best tight end in the NFL. They got into some 2 tight end sets, and they did some things that, is typical New England football. The bottom line is, in New England, you got to cover tight ends, and you got to know where Gronkowski, you got to know where he's at. If he's going to the bathroom in the second quarter, you better be sending somebody with him because you got to know where he's at. You're not going to confuse Brady. There's nothing you can do coverage-wise that's going to confuse him. You've got to man up, you've got to play football, and you've got to get some pressure on him. The one thing that disrupts him is pressure. And, again, he's very good against the blitz, but I'm talking your front three, your front four getting pressure. Kind of give me your thoughts defensively.
Defensively, like you said, you gotta watch Brady. Brady can make things happen that you just shake your head and say, how in the world can the guy been sitting out for 4 games, come back in the last 2 games doing what he's doing? And then he's still not in complete form for the regular season. And just so happened, it has to be the Pittsburgh who's coming up. And you look at Gronkowski, he is the best tight end. I mean, he had 162 yards last week. And they got another young man, another tight end that's coming around, that you haven't heard much about. And if you look at Brady, he's going to check. I mean, like you said, it's like having a coach on the field. That's a shame because he can look at you and tell what defense you're in, and you know what play is best for that defense you're in. And he's going to aggravate you because you're almost getting to him, and by the time you almost get to him, he's releasing the ball, and something happening. And they keep it going. And they keep churning at you. And you're thinking, like, there's no way, that they can continue to do this. But they have. I mean, they've won like 5 out of the last 6 games. And Brady, I think, has circled this game, because everybody talking about, the Deflategate and all that, about the ball. And I think he won't put that to rest. And he will know more than please him than do it in Pittsburgh. And you better believe Belichick will circle it too. And it's going to be one of those games that you don't want to get Brady confidence up. If you can, hit him as much as possible. If you get him rattled, you got a good chance. But the key is getting him rattled.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Brady against the Bengals was 29 of 35 for 376 yards, 3 touchdowns. Their 2 leading receivers, Gronkowski had 7 catches for a career high, 162 yards. But then, Bennett, the other tight end, had 5 catches, 48. That 2 tight end set really creates problems.
It does.
So, and again, and one thing that we've seen with Steeler defense over the last couple of years is not covering tight ends very well. You've got to make White, Amendola, Edelman. I want if you're going to make this game happen, you've got to figure out how to at least limit Gronkowski, how to shut down the tight ends in the game. If they're going to move the football, they have to move the football on the ground, and they have to move the football with their receivers. You cannot allow Gronkowski and these tight ends, Bennett being another one, you cannot allow these guys to control the football game.
Wow.
And that's right. Really because right now, this is going to be a tough game. This is going to be tough. I think that, the great thing about sports and the great thing about football is there's a reason why you play the game.
Exactly.
There's a reason why you play the game. And nobody's giving the Steelers a shot in this game. Guess what? It's why it's played on the field, not on the paper.
That's right. There you go. You said it right. I mean, you look at Miami. If you would have went to Vegas, how many people think bet on Miami straight up?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And like you said, they have to play the game because at the end of the day, you can sit here and everybody can do the X's and O's and say, we do this, we do that, it's going to work. But you got to go out there and play the game. And when you get out there and play the game, you'll find out who wanted the game more. I mean, the Patriots are saying that they want it more. The Steelers right now can say that they want it more. And it's going to be one of those things that I can't wait to see the game. I think this young man, Jones, if you look around the league, a lot of these quarterbacks who get opportunities around the league are doing real well. And, I mean, here's Jones' chance opportunity, too, to be one of those in that group, saying, hey, this is a great a backup quarterback, could be a starter one day. So if you got to look at Dallas, look at Philly, and you look around the league, all these quarterbacks are popping up, and they're young guys, first-year guys, second-year guys. It's opportunity for to Jones to really step out. Like I said, he's going against one of the best. He's going against Brady, and he can't look over there and try to beat Brady. He got to beat himself.
And that's exactly it. And the final parts of my game plan really comes down to the fans in the stadium.
There you go. Yes.
This has got to be an atmosphere that is loud from beginning to end. Again, is that kind of thing that's going to shake Brady? No, but you know what? There has to be an atmosphere. It has to be loud. It has to be amazing. And I think as a fan, I would love to be there because, they make this thing loud. Make this thing loud. Right now, this is a football team that, look, everybody's saying, hey, they're going to come out of this. They're going to be 5-3. Thankfully you got a bye week. Ben comes back. Right? Well, hey, why not?
Exactly.
Why not have that opportunity to be 6-2? Again, these are all professional athletes. This isn't high school against college or anything like that. These are all professional athletes. They're all getting paid something. You've got Bell and Williams, two of the top running backs in the league. You've got Brown. You've got good receivers. You've got a good offensive line. Everybody's got to put it on the table. Defensively, the same way. Put it on the table, and at the end of the day, put yourself in a position to win this football game by playing sound, smart football, which is what did not happen against Miami.
So you hit everything.
From your standpoint,
great.
From your standpoint, what do you look to see the score being?
The score being
so the Steelers to win.
Yes, the Steelers are going to win, but I'm telling you, it's been one of those games where it may come down to the last series, and I think it's going to be a game where people are thinking a lot of points. I'm not thinking a lot of points. It may be seem weird. And everybody's going to say, with them, I think the defense can do something that is going to blow our mind because it's 4:25 game kickoff. I think that people are going to be juiced up in all kind of ways for being out there tailgating, and the crowd is going to be crazy. It's because you think the atmosphere is something like you can get a meter to test how loud it's going to be when they get in the ball, and that's what you need. You need that 12-person, 12-man. I'm thinking the game going to be, it sound weird now, 16-13.
That's pretty close to the score that I'm looking at. For the Steelers to win this game,
yes,
they are going to have to hold New England under 20 points.
Yes, they do.
To me, you cannot anything over 20 points, is now your chances go less. To me, to win this football game, the Steelers got to win this football game in a 17-14 fashion, which is what my score is. So we're pretty much right on the same score line. It's got to be 17-14. Bell, to win this game, Bell has got to rush for over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Landry Jones is going to have to throw a touchdown pass and no turnovers.
That's it.
He cannot throw interceptions. We cannot have fumbles. Mm-hmm. Defensively, we've got to take away the tight ends. Bottom line, you've got to take away the tight ends. Make Brady have to beat you with his other guys, which he can.
He can, yes.
But Gronkowski to have a huge game. Do not allow Bennett to have a huge game.
That's right.
Take away the tight ends. I would love, I don't know what the weather for, almost love for this thing to turn, I would love for, about a 5-hour hurricane-force rain to roll into Pittsburgh. Take away everything that they like to do and quite honestly, for us, turn this thing into a truck and tractor pull.
Wow.
Hand the football off.
Yes, I mean, like you said, that's great.
Yeah, so that's kind of my take on it. We're nearing that that midway point. Coming out of this, we're going to be to the midway point, and then we got the bye week.
Yes.
Like I said, it's a whole heck of a lot better going to that bye week 6-2 and 5-3. So let's see what happens. Right now, I mean, it really kind of changes with the injury to Ben. It really kind of changes everything because now there's nothing really to lose in this situation. I mean, football game, you've already lost one you really didn't need to lose, but this is a real opportunity, in my opinion, to just go out there, 53 guys and go, you know what, let's just throw it on the table because we got a bye week. Let's rest. Let's throw it on the table.
You got to throw it on the table. There's like I said, the weather is supposed to be like it's 50 late in the 50s by the time game kick off. 10% chance of rain. So
we need that number to move up a little bit.
Now on Thursday and tonight it's going to be 80% tonight, 80% on Thursday, 90% on Friday, and 50% on Saturday, and then after that it drops down to 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start working on my rain dance.
That's good.
But Dwight, disappointing, but hey, you know what? We get to look forward to this game, and like I said, let's see what happens.
Hey, I'm with you. Hey, Miami shocked the world, right?
That's
why
it.
Not?
Why you play the game?
That's why you play the game. Yes.
Everybody that's saying the Steelers have no chance, hey, it's why you play the game. Let this game play out. No matter what happens, let this game play out because I've seen stranger things happen. I've seen teams that had no chance walk in and win a football game. I've seen, you lose your star player. I've seen teams where everybody else rallies.
Yes.
I've seen it. You see it every year in football that a big injury and a team turns around. I mean, Denver last year when they lost Manning.
Exactly.
You see it every year. So why not?
Look at Dallas.
Look at Dallas. Tony Romo gets hurt, and Prescott comes in, and now all of a sudden, Tony Romo is outside with a sign going, "I will work for food." It happens.
It happens. It does.
So let it all play out. So with that, Dwight, any final words this week?
Whatever. I'm actually, I always pray to God and say, God, can I borrow one of those favors? I know you don't owe me nothing, but this Sunday, I know you don't favor teams. But can you kind of like give us a little bump? But I think they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna, like you said, everybody play within themselves, and everybody do their job. I think we'll be okay. But if everybody try to do more than their job, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I think that's the exact phrase, do your job. I think everybody right now needs to do their job. I mean, that's something you should be saying every week. But,
exactly.
Sometimes you get off task, as we saw this past week. Well, now this is a great time to refocus up. Do your job and go out and win a game that everybody's saying, there's no chance to win.
Yes.
Well, all right, my man. Well, we will do this again next week.
That sounds like a winner, my brother.
We will talk Steeler football. So, and everybody, man, there's some great shows going on GrowingTruth.net. We've got Canadian Football League shows. I do a pick'em show, Canadian Football League, that even if you know nothing about Canadian football, listen to that show because it will leave you in stitches if nothing else. It's hilarious. We've also got 49er shows, Rams shows, Packer shows, Bengal shows. We've got baseball. Now we're getting in. We've got basketball shows. I mean, we've got everything. You can find them on GrowingTruth.net. You can find them on Spreaker. You can find them everywhere. Anywhere there's podcasts, you're going to find a Growing Truth on that. So, definitely take some time to listen to some of the shows. I also do a NFL pickup show that I've been doing pretty good. I'm 11-4. I was 11-5 last week, picking games. Could have been 12-4, but Steelers kind of messed that up for me. But but fortunately for me, but definitely check out the shows. There's some great shows, and for the kind of end this week. But hey, everybody, check back with us next week. And you've been listening to Steelers Weekly, and hope everybody has a great week, and go Steelers.